At the beginning of the story, we see people in a small town in America enjoying a picnic near the river. But suddenly, without anyone inside, a boat floats toward them on the river. When the boat comes closer, the people are shocked by what they find inside. Inside the boat, there is a badly decomposed dead body. The corpse is in an extremely terrible state. Soon the town's police chief, John Hawkins, arrives there. But before Hawkins reaches, forensic officer Connie had already arrived. She tells Hawkins that the dead body is in very bad condition, and strangely, there are no bones inside the body, only flesh remains. This was a very strange case. It seemed as if someone had taken out all the bones, which normally is almost impossible. The body is sent for post-mortem. A doctor named Jacob examines the body. After a full investigation, Jacob tells Hawkins that it seems someone has very carefully removed all the bones. But the question is, how could anyone possibly do that? Jacob also finds an insect, resembling a bee, inside the body. He locks this insect inside a jar. Hawkins gives this jar to Connie, telling her to keep it safe because it might prove to be an important piece of evidence and could help in finding out the cause of death. Soon Connie discovers the name of the man. His name is Dr. Cole Parsons. He was a scientist who had moved here about a year ago. Some of his belongings and his wallet were also found on the boat. He had once been a university professor, but later he quit everything and went to live alone in a cabin near the river, deep in the forest. Hawkins realizes that to investigate the case properly, he will need to go to that man's home. Next, we see a woman named Meg, who happens to be Hawkins' ex-girlfriend. Meg works as a guide for the police in the forest. Hawkins meets Meg and tells her everything about the case. Meg already knew this scientist. About a year ago, she had even helped him bring some of his things to the cabin. She knew that the scientist was working on some experiment, though she didn't know much about it. Hawkins asks Meg to come with him so that the investigation can be done properly, and Meg agrees immediately. Hawkins also asks Jacob to join them. Before leaving for the investigation, Hawkins collects some more information and learns another disturbing fact. The scientist also had a young daughter who went missing about a year ago. No one had been able to find her until today. The next day, Hawkins, Meg, and Jacob pack their belongings and set out toward the dense forest. Part of the journey must be covered by boat in order to reach the scientist's cabin. While they are on the way, Connie calls. She tells Hawkins that the insect they found inside the dead man's body had died yesterday, but today it has come back to life. She asks, "Shall I send it to the lab for testing?" But Hawkins says, "Wait until I return." Connie also tells him that when the scientist's daughter went missing, his wife's mental balance was disturbed, and she had to be admitted into a hospital for 3 months. She kept blaming her husband for their daughter's disappearance. As night falls, Hawkins, Meg, and Jacob finally reach their destination. Once a beautiful house by the riverside, it is now a lonely, frightening cabin. No one comes here anymore, and there is no maintenance. Seeing this, Meg feels very sad, because when she came here a year ago, the place was very beautiful. Hawkins tells Meg and Jacob to wait outside, while he checks inside first to see if there is any danger. He also calls out loudly in case someone is inside, but the whole place is wrecked. Furniture and belongings are scattered everywhere, clearly showing that no one has lived here for a long time. While investigating the place, Hawkins finds some strange things. For example, the ceiling moves oddly, almost as if it is alive. Soon Hawkins finds a room whose door has been sealed shut very tightly. For the moment, he does not open it, and instead goes back to call Meg and Jacob inside. Since it is already very late at night, they decide not to return through the forest and to stay in the cabin instead. But the atmosphere of this place is extremely strange and terrifying. Even while moving around the house, they hear weird and frightening noises. Hawkins reassures them, saying, "There's nothing to fear." These sounds must be from rats or raccoons, but in reality, the tension only keeps growing. Suddenly, the lights in the cabin begin flickering on and off, making the place even more creepy and scary. Soon, they find a door leading to the basement. They think, "We won't be able to sleep here anyway, so let's investigate a little." In the basement, they find a large machine that generates electricity. It looks like some kind of big industrial charger. They don't fully understand what exactly this machine does, but it appears very powerful and dangerous. Even in the research Hawkins had done before coming here, there was mention of such a machine. Investigating the kitchen, they notice some wires running upward through the shelves. They guess that whatever machine is in this house, it must be connected to the upper room. Meanwhile, the door of the room that had earlier been locked suddenly opens by itself. Hawkins calls his friends and all three go inside. On the walls, they see strange photographs and mysterious occult symbols, but also some scientific elements. It looks like a bizarre mixture of science and black magic. Some of the photos are extremely disturbing. While they are searching, a spider suddenly bites Jacob on his face. Shocked and frightened, Jacob runs outside the room. Hawkins calls Connie on the phone and asks her to find out who built this strange house. But due to the electromagnetic radiation coming from the roof, the phone signal gets cut. At the same time, there is also tension between Jacob and Hawkins because of Meg. Before Hawkins, Meg used to be Jacob's girlfriend. And even now, somewhere deep down, Jacob still loves her. Because of this, things become a little awkward between the three of them. When they are preparing to sleep, Hawkins suggests that all three of them should stay in the same room, so that if any danger comes, they can face it together. But Meg insists, "No, I need my own room. I cannot adjust with you two." At night, Jacob becomes very sick, most likely because of the spider bite. No one is able to sleep properly. Meg comes into Hawkins' room because she feels that something very evil is present in this place. Although she has spent many nights alone in the forest, this place feels different. A very dark, demonic presence exists here. In their conversation, Meg and Hawkins grow close again, and intimacy builds between them. Just then, from the ceiling, a ladder automatically descends. Jacob's condition worsens. He seems to be losing control of himself. Suddenly, strange noises come from outside. Meg and Hawkins quickly put on their clothes, grab their weapons, and step outside, where they find a woman pointing a gun at them. This woman is none other than Linda, Dr. Cole Parsons' wife, who had come here searching for her missing husband. Hawkins explains to her that he is a policeman and that her husband's dead body has been found near the river. Realizing they mean no harm, Linda lowers her gun. While they talk, Meg goes to the basement, trying to find a way to restore electricity in the cabin. There she sees the shadow of a little girl following her. Meg also finds a doll which she keeps with her. Meanwhile, Hawkins notices Jacob is missing. He goes out to look for him. Strange sounds come from the upper room. When Hawkins, Meg, and Linda climb upstairs, they see Jacob trapped inside the strange machine. They pull him out, but it seems Jacob is no longer himself. He appears completely lost. During this time, Linda hears the voice of her missing daughter calling her from the upstairs room. After rescuing Jacob, Hawkins and the others question him about how the machine turned on and what he was doing in that room. But Jacob, scared and weak, only repeats, "I don't know how it happened." Linda nervously examines the machine and tells them it is an electromagnetic device used to generate an extremely strong magnetic field. She warns that it is very dangerous and deadly for humans. Hawkins then takes Linda to the room where the strange photos and symbols were found. Seeing them, Linda becomes even more scared. She has lived with her husband for 10 years and knows him well. She is sure this is not her husband's work. Confidently, she says, "My husband would never do this." Something terrifying must have taken control of him. At that moment, Hawkins finds a laptop, but it is password protected. He asks Linda to help unlock it. Just then, they look out the window and are shocked to see Cole himself standing outside, alive and completely fine. Frightened, they rush outside, realizing this is no illusion. Cole really is alive. Furious, Linda slaps Cole hard, but he doesn't react. Calmly, he says, "Your anger is justified. Hit me if you must." Everyone goes inside and sits down. Hawkins questions Cole. "Where have you been all this time? What happened here? Why is this house in such a condition?" He also tells Cole about the dead body found in the boat, but Cole only laughs and avoids answering directly. He gives no straight explanation about the machine either. Back at the police station, Connie keeps trying to contact Hawkins. The insect that had come alive is now multiplying. It has turned into two. This is likely connected to Cole's machine. Meanwhile, Jacob's condition gets worse. His body begins showing horrifying changes. New nails grow over his old ones. New teeth appear. Extra bones grow over existing ones. He is transforming rapidly. This seems to be happening because of the radiation from the machine. Hawkins questions Cole many times, but Cole never gives a proper answer. Even when Linda asks where he had gone, Cole avoids the question. On the other hand, Jacob listens to Cole as if he is his servant. When Linda goes to see Jacob's condition, she is terrified by how monstrous his body has become. She immediately runs to Hawkins and Meg to tell them. Seeing Jacob's horrific transformation, they realize they must escape quickly. But when they go outside, they see the boat they had arrived in is now missing. Hawkins grows even more suspicious of Cole, but Cole still mocks everything like a joke. Angry, Hawkins loses his temper, punches Cole hard, and ties him up so he cannot cause further trouble. Linda suggests they search nearby. Surely there must be someone around who can help them escape. Hawkins and Meg go to look around. Soon they reach a camping site with supplies and places for living and eating, but inside they find many decomposed dead bodies. Horrified, they run away immediately. Seeing the disgusting scene, Meg vomits. Hawkins comforts her. In this emotional moment, Meg tearfully reveals, "I'm pregnant, and the baby is yours." Meanwhile, at the cabin, Linda is alone with Cole. As she pieces together the truth, she realizes Cole has been hiding many things. She tries Tinkerbell as the password on Cole's laptop, since he used to call her by that name. The laptop unlocks. Inside, she finds terrifying videos of experiments Cole conducted on people. Every person who passed through the machine came out possessed by a dark force. Linda also discovers that Cole himself had gone through the machine. The corpse found by the river was in fact Cole's real body. The man now standing as Cole is not her husband, but a demonic imposter created by the machine. Even more horrifying, the videos show that Cole sacrificed their own daughter in one of these experiments. Just then, Cole locks Linda inside a room so she can't interfere. When Hawkins and Meg return, they find Cole missing. Hawkins tells Meg to wait outside while he goes in with his gun. Suddenly, Jacob's body bursts open, and a monstrous creature emerges, attacking Hawkins. Hawkins fights with all his strength. Meg rushes in and shoots the monster, killing it. Seeing this horrifying sight, Hawkins decides they must destroy the machine. For Meg's safety, he sends her outside and prepares to burn the machine using petrol and homemade bombs. Soon, Linda breaks free from the room, holding an axe. She is determined to kill Cole at any cost. When she reaches the basement, she sees her daughter going into the machine. Emotional and desperate, Linda also enters, becoming another victim of its dark power. Outside, mutated people, victims of Cole's earlier experiments, begin advancing toward the cabin. Meg shoots as many as she can, but it's useless. More and more of them keep coming. In the basement, Hawkins finds petrol and takes it upstairs. By now, Linda's body has also mutated horribly, forcing Meg to shoot her dead too. Upstairs, a brutal fight breaks out between Hawkins and Cole. Cole bites off 2 of Hawkins' fingers, but Hawkins smashes his head with an iron rod. Seizing the chance, Hawkins sets the machine on fire. Flames spread quickly. He yells at Meg to escape. She runs out, but Cole rises again and grabs Hawkins, refusing to let him leave. A massive explosion follows, destroying the entire house and killing both men. Hawkins sacrifices himself to end the madness. Now Meg is left alone, surrounded by danger. Overwhelmed, she stands in shock as attacks come from all sides. 8 months later, we see Meg safe at her home. Connie visits to give her some of Hawkins' belongings. After Connie leaves, Meg burns everything. But then, we see a rotting corpse under a tree. It is Meg's real dead body. The woman living as Meg is actually a duplicate created by the machine. And without doubt, the child in her womb is not normal either. The end.